As soon as the woman entered her home, she saw her scoundrel husband violently beating her father. However, instead of stopping him, she snatched the half-smoked cigar from her husband and mercilessly burned her father's hand with it. She then locked her father in the basement and even stomped on the only piece of bread he had. Humiliated, her father couldn't understand why she was treating him this way, unaware that her actions were actually meant to protect him. Just a few days earlier, the scoundrel had tricked the woman into believing their child was missing and lured her to a mountaintop. There, his secretary appeared and pushed the woman off the cliff. The secretary thought this would finally allow her to be with the scoundrel, but she didn't realize he had no feelings for her. To cover up the crime, he pushed the secretary off the cliff as well. However, his joy was short-lived, as a hiker witnessed the incident and was about to call the police. Desperate, the scoundrel put on an act, claiming his wife and child had fallen. To his shock, both the child and the secretary survived. When the secretary regained consciousness, she was horrified to see her own face, realizing that the real secretary had died and the woman had been reincarnated into her body. Before she could process this, the scoundrel's sinister voice echoed behind her. To avoid being killed again, the woman pretended to have amnesia and asked about his wife. The scoundrel coldly replied that his wife was dead and had died with her eyes wide open in resentment, determined to make him pay. The woman decided to use the secretary's identity to exact revenge. She agreed with the scoundrel that his wife deserved to die and learned that the reason he had tried to kill the secretary was because her brother was serving a prison sentence in his place. Seeing that the secretary had survived, the scoundrel offered her wealth and luxury in exchange for keeping the car accident a secret. However, the woman had no idea what secret he was referring to. Noticing her confusion, the scoundrel grew suspicious, but the woman quickly feigned a headache just as he was about to confront her. A nurse entered and explained that the woman had a mild concussion, which could cause temporary memory loss. Relieved, the scoundrel tossed her a bank card, warning her that if she dared to reveal the secret, she would face certain death. Intrigued and determined to uncover the truth, the woman began to investigate in secret. One day, she followed the scoundrel to her own grave, where he had gathered reporters to craft an image of himself as a grieving, devoted husband. As she watched in horror, her father suddenly appeared in the crowd. He grabbed the scoundrel and accused him of not only killing his wife but also causing his daughter's death. The reporters immediately began recording the scene. Fearing exposure, the scoundrel threatened the woman's father, trying to silence him.